Think you're popping Xanax bars, but it's fentanyl. Think you're living like rock stars, but you're dead now. That's Quavo. The song's called Big Bro. So right off the bat, I mean, Quavo's going at Lil Peep. I mean, there's no secret about that. It's on social media. I've seen 3 of Lil Peep's friends speaking up, saying, Quavo, what is the deal? Why are you doing this? It's not like it's just too specific. I mean, the fentanyl thing, that was a big thing about Lil Peep's death. He was known for taking a lot of Xanax. Unfortunately, someone slipped him some fentanyl instead. I think that's also a type of Xanax, but stronger possibly. And possibly, I think the cause of Lil Peep's death. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. So that's that. And then the next line, think you're living like rock stars, but you're dead now. It's no secret, Lil Peep's sound was a rock sound. He was a rock star, literally. We're waiting on Quavo to say anything, but when he does, don't beat around the bush. I mean, I think you should just be straight up about it. Be like, I know, we'll see what he says. But all on Twitter, we're getting fuck Quavo. So it puts me in a weird spot because I'm a fan of Quavo. The album was pretty damn good. I'm giving the album. Here at Rapulsive, I'm getting Quavo's new album a 3.5 out of 5. Sonically, it was there, man. I mean, so the Quavo Dreams, that was kind of a cool record. Kind of like Nicki Minaj's Barbie Dreams, kind of calling out. Basically, he's saying that he had a relationship with Nicki Minaj and it was sexual and he hit it and quit it. And there was no way around it. Shouting out Safari in it. Who is Nicki's ex. With this album, he was kind of just saying shit and not really giving a fuck about it. So, the Drake feature was trash. Personally, that's how I feel about it. I feel like that was kind of a throwaway record. I think it could have been passed on. It was cool to have them both on a song, but I just didn't. I don't know. My favorite songs from his album, from Quavo's album, I really like How About That, and I really like Lose It with Lil Baby. Shout out Lil Baby, him and Gunna, the Drip Harder, whatever that album was, pretty damn good. But I think the biggest headline from this new album is the Lil Peep thing. And it's like, I just don't get it. When he's having listening parties and stuff, like how, you're telling me none of his yes men they are yes men. None of his people are telling him, yo, I don't know about that line. I mean, maybe they just don't know enough about Lil Peep. I feel a way about it because I am a Peep fan, and then I feel weird about it because I'm a Quavo fan. I'm not going to just give up Quavo's music. It is weird, but I'm not going to just give up on listening to him. Hopefully he'll have a good explanation. So again, Quavo's new album, 3.5 out of 5. Let's get our first caller in. We're going to call up. Let me make sure I missed something. Didn't miss in my notes. Yep. So first, we're going to call up Dylan Campbell, see what he kind of thinks about the situation, see what he thinks about the record, about them calling out Lil Peep. Here we go. You so good. All right. Yo. We have Dylan Campbell. How you feeling tonight, brother?
What's up, Rapulsive? We in it.
I love it. Okay, so you wanted to talk about. So okay, did you get to hear the Quavo track, Big Bro? Did you hear it?
Yes, I did. I just peeped that right now.
What'd you think about it?
I mean, can I curse? Or
Fuck yeah, you can curse. You can fucking curse all you want.
All right, look, the song was fucking dope.
So you like it?
Yeah. That shit on her. But the whole thing about Lil Peep with the fentanyl.
Yeah.
I don't think he was directing that towards Lil Peep. He was basically just.
I don't know, man. See, I think that's gonna be. I worry that's gonna be his argument. Oh, I was just being in general, But I don't know. Just because. Fentanyl was literally the drug that killed him. I mean, that was, the problem in his, there was a lot of drugs in the system when he passed. But that was the big one that stood out as a headline. Also followed by the next line saying, you think you're rock stars, but you're dead now. I mean, that's clearly, Lil Peep has that rock sound. He's, he is dead now. I don't know, man. But I mean, he could do that argument, but.
Right, but. I mean, Quavo's so big, he might not even know who Lil Peep is, to be honest with you. And I mean, there are a lot of people dying from fentanyl. So I mean,
and that's
with that whole thing. I mean, all with this whole social media, everyone wants to do drugs and try to act like live that rock star lifestyle and whatnot. I think he was just talking his shit.
Okay, fair enough. The only thing is, 3 of Lil Peep's close friends all were calling out Quavo on social media. So it's almost like it's one of those things, man. It's like if you know, you know. Like the first thing that came up to my head when I was listening instantly was Lil Peep. I knew right away. I'm like, he's talking about Lil Peep, bro. And right after that, the next day, social media is filled up, with all these people saying it. Lil Peep's best friends calling out Quavo on social media. What the fuck is this? Explain yourself. Even if you weren't talking about him, explain the line because it really seems like you're sneak dissing. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, I saw it, but to be honest with you, I don't think he cares. And
I don't think so either.
And you being a PR dude, I mean, what good is it for him to come out and say, "Oh, I wasn't talking"? He's gonna say he's gonna say he wasn't talking about him.
Yeah.
But
well, that was kind of my thing too. Why put that out there then? I mean, you could have at least switched the lineup if you knew. I mean, come on, man. You knew that was gonna create a reaction, which it's sad, but I think that's the biggest headline about his album is the Lil Peep thing.
I agree. I think it's kind of food just because Mac Miller just passed. I mean, they never said what Mac Miller died off of.
Right.
But I mean, it's happening. But
exactly.
I think it was a little bogus that the way he worded it. Like he could have said it in a different way where it wasn't so
specific to Lil Peep.
Right, where it's pretty much like aimed at Lil Peep is what everyone was thinking.
Yeah.
I like the Migos. I always like Quavo as the hook.
Yeah.
I think he lays down the hooks, which made them so big. But him as a rapper, I don't really think he's that great of a rapper.
Okay, I could kind of see that. He's definitely got the hooks down, like you were saying, and I think. When him and Travis Scott get together on a song, I think they make it work because they both do the hooks and they kind of play off each other with the verses. But like you're saying, when it's just Quavo doing a hook and verses, it's kind of not all there. And I kind of see that. Keeping this weird trend going, before Quavo, a couple days before, we get these news breaking out about Vic Mensa, BET Cypher, and he goes at X. He's going to XXXTentacion. For those who don't know, a rapper who passed away months ago, murdered, calling out people for basically glorifying XX, and saying, why is he your favorite rapper when he's a abuser or something like that. His mother was in the crowd, so she had to witness that. Now, we haven't heard this yet because the BET show hasn't been released yet. I'm wondering if they're going to cut it. I really hope they don't, and I doubt they will because of ratings. They probably want to keep it in there. It puts me in a weird spot again because not because like I really liked Vic or X's music a lot, but because I like Vic's music. But dissing the dead is just you can't back that up, man, ever. And I just don't, his response, he realized people were mad about it. His response was fight me. Like, I don't know. I don't know where this attitude is coming from and why he finds it necessary, especially looking at his past records. I mean, and it like people are saying, it's hypocritical because he was on Breakfast Club explaining how he had a physical problem with one of his ex-girls and there was allegations against him. So it's like, he's a hypocrite. I just don't know why he's doing this. It's just weird how him and Chance came up and how opposite they are. I'm realizing that now after watching, a Chance interview, just realizing what he has going on. And then I see Vic in the opposite corner, just doing the total opposite, dissing the dead, trying to fight whoever. Vic's always just a troublemaker though. And unfortunately, I feel like that outshines his music. Vic, I just want you to get back in a spot where you're getting back on the music and not this drama bullshit. We're going to give a call to Dimitri. He wanted to comment on it. All right, y'all. So we have our first guest of the night. I'd like to welcome Dimitri, a.k.a. At A Meech. How you feeling tonight, brother?
Dude, I'm feeling good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good, man. First off, I want to say thank you for being brave enough to call in tonight, because a lot of people, you know, they like the pictures, but they don't make the moves to call in. So I want to thank you for that, first off.
Oh, yeah, of course, man. Appreciate you having me on as well.
Hell yeah, definitely, bro. Okay, well, let's get right to it. So I was just kind of bullshitting a little bit about this Vic situation. Real quick, you know, I've been a fan of Vic for, you know, a decent amount of years, but I can't back this up. I can't back up this BET using that platform just to diss a dead rapper who, especially when they're in a hypocritical situation. Vic, you know, Vic's been in some shit himself. What's your thoughts on it all?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not gonna compare the two, but just think about the whole thing with Kanye. It's like I'm pretty sure we both can agree. We love Kanye and everything. You know, we grew up off of his music, but it's just like all the stuff as of lately, you can't really mess with it.
Can't back it up. Yeah, it puts us in an awkward spot, because I know you're always pro Chicago, obviously, you know, and I am too. But it's like, you know, this bullshit that they're on lately.
Oh yeah, of course. And I mean, I'm pretty sure we both can agree. Vic makes good music. You know, this isn't like to get it out right off the bat. That we're not here to, you know, like shit on Vic. Like, I personally like some of his music, but I've just never liked either how hypocritical he is and just some of how he just acts and reacts to certain things. You know.
Right. Exactly. Don't want to shit on Vic, but at the same time, this bullshit is like, you make good enough music that you need to just focus on the music. That's kind of what I was just saying before I called you.
Yeah, of course. And just think about the exact same thing he's doing with, you know, I mean, he's obviously kind of going a little bit overboard, but we're just trying to kind of get, like, where the hell is, like, why are you so focused on this?
Yeah.
Versus the music? Because you think about it, think about what's been going on in the past 6 months to a year. When do you ever hear people talk about him for his music?
Right.
And we can both agree, like, he makes good music. It's just his head's not in the right spot. And we like, especially in this day and age with social media and everything being so like sensitive and stuff. You know, I'm tired of artists and this and that latching on to such just things that we can't argue about. Like, everybody can agree we're like domestic, you know, abuse, violence, and stuff like that. Like, nobody's gonna disagree with you on that. So you're literally attaching yourself to, you know, like something that's like really huge.
Yes.
Just because it's moral support, and people can't really shit on you for it. Yeah, you're right, but that doesn't change the fact that why.
Well, you know what I didn't mention either. I forgot to mention how, you know, his response. You know, first he had the fight me thing, you know, being stupid, but he also did his official response saying, you know, I did not realize that my Cypher would be aired in front of his mother in the crowd. However, I still stand behind what I said. You know, you shouldn't be looking up to a, you know, abuser or whatever. But
and it wouldn't even matter if she was across the fucking world.
Right? Exactly.
That's not your job to know.
Exactly.
That a grieving mother is in, like, why, like.
Yeah, it makes no difference. Makes no difference.
You're just making things worse. You're literally, like, you can't try to be there for somebody and say, oh, you know, I'm sorry for your loss, and then go back on what you just said and completely shit on.
It's hypocritical.
Somebody that can't defend themselves.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, when was like his first big drama thing? Vic's first drama thing. I mean, obviously he had the thing with academics, but before that,
with Tekashi, I think honestly the biggest thing was with academics. That's kind of where it all stemmed from.
That's where the kind of
where you stopped paying attention to his music and more of his antics.
Yep. And that's what's too bad. I mean, Vic's always kind of had that struggle though. He's always had that chip. Even, you know, I saw Vic open up for Jay-Z at United Center, and, you know, people were kind of feeling it. And then Vic brings out Chance, and the crowd goes fucking nuts. I think he's just always going to have that chip on his shoulder, and he's just always... I mean, he's obviously very blunt, but it's just like, you got to have a heart too, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and let's do this in a nutshell. What the biggest thing is it's, you know, the sad thing that we will never know the truth about what happened.
Right.
You know, as much, and we kind of have to start
with the case. With the case, you're saying?
Yeah, with giving you know, with giving them the benefit of the doubt. And I do personally, like, I love X. He's affected my life, and you know, and millions of others I can imagine. And it's just like, you know, we know not everybody's shit is clean. And I'm going to give you a quick example. Think about what he was doing before the age of 20. And granted, it's like from the records and stories that have come out, it's like really like out of this world.
Yeah.
And think about where Vic was now. Vic is 25. And then think about the whole thing with Peep and then with Quavo. Like, Quavo's 27.
Yeah.
Peep is 21. You're talking on two dead people that technically are like, they're still growing
young
up.
As
they're
fuck.
Still kids.
Correct.
Think about, like, people fail to realize how big, like, years and stuff is on people. Like, obviously, we're not the same people we were at 16.
Right,
so if you think about him
they're
being
judging
18,
on the. Yeah, you got to put yourself in their shoes.
Versus, so say he had like Vic's timeline. So the time from 18 to 19,
right,
which was the same shit, and he was doing this this fucked up shit at that same age. Which is why I don't understand why he's not a little understanding of it.
I wonder if he's just on some shit right now. You know, I guarantee, you know, in a few months he'll be like, yo, man, I was on some, you know, I was high off, you know.
No, he's definitely.
I think that's going to be what it is.
Just sober, but it's more so. It's I totally lost my train of thought. What I was going to say. Oh, it's, you know, with him saying I'm not doing this for attention and blah blah blah. Yes, you are.
Yeah,
because
of course you are.
Why the hell? For one, wouldn't you bring it to the attention when he was alive? Why do you have to bring it to such a big platform?
Yes. Yeah.
And then every time you have these fucking antics, he's always promoting something right after.
True.
And even if let's say we gave him the benefit of the doubt and he wasn't trying to do that, you're not painting a good picture for yourself, and you're trying to do this and that, and you want to be the moral police, you know, which a little bit of Twitter and stuff like that can, you know, they'll agree with. Why aren't you going at people like Dr. Dre and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Who have these accusations, not trying to say that they're guilty, but it's the same thing as with X. This was always still an accusation. Right.
Yeah, well, true. I mean, Dre had his past with the, you know, Slap D Barnes, you know, but yeah, that's a good point. I mean, why do you have to pick on X? You know, no one's perfect. People have cases. You know, why did he pick X specifically? I mean, I guess what his point was saying, why are you guys glorifying this man? But yeah, right. It could be the same with Dr. Dre or, you know, whoever has a case. And
why are we glorifying this man? But why are we still glorifying these people that are rapping about literally killing people? Like, you know, as much as we want, as you know, as a culture to say that, we are the problem. We are part of the problem with all of this. Not saying, you know, like we're the problem with, you know, people doing their own actions and, you know, doing these preposterous things.
Yeah.
But it's like we are a part of the problem. We, as, you know, the culture as itself, we love this stuff. Like
we love the drama. We love the drama. It's fucking, we eat it up. I know. And that's, I mean, with social media now, it's, you know, we love the violence because it's entertainment, man. I mean, as sad as that is.
This is why these kids love these people like Wayne, like Fredo.
Right.
Dude, R.I.P. to Fredo.
Rest in peace, Fredo Santana, man.
People like 21 Savage. Right. Because you hear their music and it touches you on such a level that you some people kind of idolize this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what it feels like without doing these things.
Right.
This is why people like X and people like Peep touched us personally, because for one, we could have been going through this too. They could have helped us get through these things, and three, it's just like they're figures that are above life as itself in our eyes.
Right. But you know, I mean, Vic had that sound he could get into, because I mean, you know, he's had that. So not his last album, the Autobiography. But the one before that, there's a lot going on, and it was like, you know, 6-7 tracks. He was kind of getting into that, you know, very personal, and he had a good sound. I think if Vic would just stick to the music and not worry about the drama as much, I mean.
And I think he's seeing stuff like what Tekashi is doing.
Yeah.
And people are really basing this off of how Tekashi has built his brand and how he's gotten so successful.
Yeah, it is fucking weird. And besides that, what do you think about the album itself, other than that track?
Dude, honestly, I probably listened to that track, and then what was track 3 called? I forgot. It was something to do with Nicki.
Oh yeah, Quavo Dreams. Yeah, I was just talking about that.
Yeah, there you go. Which was his response. Honestly, dude, I haven't even listened to it, so I'm not gonna obviously bash it and stuff like that.
Right,
but from what I had heard, and then even like I obviously you skim through a couple of the tracks. It's like people were saying for the longest that Quavo would be so successful by himself, and now look at the backlash on social media.
Yeah.
For Quavo as an artist, think about people like Offset.
Yeah.
And people that have really slept on Takeoff the whole beginning. It's like, honestly, I think Quavo's the worst one out of the group.
What? Oh, you're tripping. I can't agree with that one. I gotta give the worst to Takeoff. But Takeoff's good. He just doesn't have the star quality. Whereas Offset's got that edge. Quavo's got the melody. He can rap. Takeoff is just too mean mug, and I don't know. But I mean, to each his own.
I think that falls under personal preference, obviously.
Yeah, right.
But it's more so like just think about like that stuff gets old so quick. You especially with today's age and and rap and all of that stuff. You want versatile stuff, and it's just I've been listening to the Migos since the beginning, and then I took a small break. Probably around the time that they released that one track, what was it, One Time or whatever, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it's just it just didn't seem real at that point anymore. I think that was
when they were getting more poppy.
I felt was their change from being more underground and this and
radio
that to the spotlight.
Right. Yep. True. Well,
and,
hey man,
it's just I'll never understand speaking on the dead as itself to where they literally cannot defend themselves.
And that's kind of what I was gonna I'll wrap it up with that. Do you see? I mean, I hope this is not a trend, man. I mean, we see within a week Vic dissing X, followed by Quavo dissing Peep. I pray that no one disses Mac. It's just weird. This better not be a trend.
That's the thing though, especially with Vic saying that I'm standing up for this trend. This has never been a trend. This has been since the beginning of
There's
rap and
multiple
hip-hop culture.
Right. It's
you're trying to portray your side for something where people can't really disagree with you, but it doesn't come off as real or genuine.
Yeah, man. Dimitri, appreciate you calling in, brother.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you very much.
You're gonna have to keep this up, all right? I want you to call in again later on, okay?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be
in touch. Anything else you want to mention to the people out there before you go?
No, man. You guys just need to keep up with this podcast, man. He's doing a lot of big things, especially on their own. I like what I'm seeing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Hey, real quick, shout out your at mention.
Oh yeah, my at is AYeMeech, so AYeMeech, and then an underscore.
All right, I'll type that in for you, brother. You have a good night, all right?
Yeah, you as well.
Thanks a lot, man. Peace. All right, guys. We have our third call-in of the night. Mr. Zach Davis. Zach, how you feeling tonight, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Kind of some more sensitive material content here. So I was kind of talking about the whole Quavo call-out on Lil Peep. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. In the record with the fentanyl line. And us as Lil Peep fans, I mean, I think you hear the word fentanyl, I think you instantly think of Lil Peep, no?
Oh, I easily do.
Okay.
Just like the way that whole verse was worded,
Right.
I really took that as a Lil Peep diss.
Yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily like a whole out diss, but I just really felt that was aimed towards Lil Peep in a sense.
Right. I was kind of saying how, I talked to a couple other guys. First guy said, yeah, clearly called out Peep. Second guy said, it could kind of fit anybody, but with the rock.
Yeah, I mean, he generalized it, but what other mainstream rapper has died from a fentanyl overdose? I mean, he's basically one of the main ones.
Yeah, and they followed the line.
It kind of pissed me off a little bit just hearing that because I feel like Lil Peep was one of those artists where he was so young and he may have had his own problems, but he always tried to make his best to make everyone else's life a lot better.
Yes.
And, it just kind of sucked because it was he made good music. He wasn't even in the prime of his career yet. He only released one actual album.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it was, I mean, if he was a rapper where he called everyone out, then I'm like, yeah, fair game. But, you know, and now he can't even say anything back because, you know, he passed away. So.
That's another great point you bring up. It sucks, you know, calling out on the dead. They can't even respond. They can't, you know, and that's just gonna.
Yeah.
It's going to upset the families.
Well, my other thing is, I think that says more about Quavo than it does really about, like, anything else. Because, like, not to say Quavo's a bad artist and can't write, but, like, if you need to call out a rapper that's so young and passed away from something that he couldn't control, did your song really need that bar to make your song that much better? Like,
exactly.
I really didn't understand that because that was just kind of out of nowhere. That
bad
bar,
PR.
So I was just, like, kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, did he just... this Lil Peep?
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the positive out of this? I'm just trying to get into Quavo's shoes here, and I just don't see a positive from it.
This is one of those things where I don't think he's ever gonna win out of that.
No.
Just by saying that, I mean,
right.
You know, having to make the specific drug and the overdose that specific. I mean, he was obviously, you know, trying to hit at something, which is cool and all, but like I said, Lil Peep, he passed away so young, and the fact that, you know, I mean, he always influenced people. I mean, everyone that worked with him in the studio and got features with him, he always was a positive person.
Right, exactly, man.
His music was always, you know, wasn't out to get anybody. He kind of made his own little style, so that's just kind of what's aggravating about the whole thing.
Did you tweet #fuck Quavo?
I did not tweet #fuck Quavo.
Fair enough. I think
I'm not gonna
give it attention.
Join the whole, you know, F this, F that. No, I mean, I'm just gonna let it play out how it plays out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna feed into the fire of creating a side. I mean, that's just kind of immature. But it just kind of, I think I said, like, it just says more about him than it does the fans and everything else.
Yeah. One more thing. So Smoke Sack, you know, his producer, obviously main producer that he was working with, let out a little trailer. I think it almost motivated him from the diss in a way. He put out a little trailer saying something about come over when you're sober.
Oh, I know. I did retweet that. I'm so hyped because I love Lil Peep when he was alive.
Right.
Come over when you're sober. The part 1 is actually like one of my favorite albums of all time.
It was great.
You know, I'm hoping it's got that same unique, you know,
I know.
sound he's got. I'm really hoping for it, but I mean, I'm going to listen to it either way because it's his last album he can ever produce. So,
yeah,
which is what I'm
exactly,
really
bro.
For.
I know. I'm really pumped for that too. I know Skylar is pumped for that too. Skylar is filming me here. Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in, Zach.
No problem, man.
But I wanted to talk to you about it because I know it's sensitive. Obviously, you were a big. And I want to shout out real quick. I would never have found Lil Peep if it weren't for Zach Davis. Unfortunately, I did not catch on to him like as a fan until his passing, which sucks.
And I'm like one of those people where like I love Lil Peep, and then the more people that hear him and listen to him, it's awesome. I'm not one of those people like, oh, you didn't listen to him before he passed away. Like, nah, that's bullshit. Like, if you're gonna listen to an artist, listen to him because of his music quality, you know. So
exactly.
Heck yeah, any problem.
Hell yeah,
bro.
Well, thanks for calling in, brother. I know you don't.
Problem,
I know you're a busy guy, but yeah, man. Hey, you have a good night. All right.
You too, buddy. Bye.
Peace, brother. So Drake kind of gave us a little more insight on the whole Pusha beef Kanye thing. I just thought it was interesting. You know, I sat down with LeBron. The big things that I caught were how it was clear that Kanye snaked Drake. I mean, it's making me lose more and more interest in Kanye. It's weird, but it sounds like what happened was Kanye brought Drake to Wyoming, whatever. He said, you have to let me hear your music. You have to let me know what's going on. You have to let yourself go. And I know you don't like to be like that. So Drake did. Tells him everything about his son, what's going on, his problems. Next thing he knows, you know, he hears about these release dates of albums. Kanye originally was going to give him that Lift Yourself beat, which then Kanye trolled with online and did this, you know, scoop doobity boop, that bullshit. It gave me more insight and more respect for Drake of what happened in the beef and why he didn't respond. He said he didn't want to respond to Pusha as a guy who, you know, in a rap beef, when you go at someone's health like that, you know, with his friend OVO 40 and his MS, so he has MS, so he's not doing great, he's sick, you know. Going to something like that, Drake, it wasn't about music anymore. Drake, you know, wanted to get hands on him, whatever. And he kind of was saying, I'm not going to entertain this beef, giving him a response. Because, you know, that just gives Pusha what he wants. So I guess I'm understanding it now. At the time, I was pissed because I wanted that fucking response. Also with Drake, there's a video out he brought. In LA, he brought out Travis Scott and LeBron James to perform Sicko Mode. Looks fucking awesome. I'm really jealous. I haven't seen it yet. Also, Kanye went to the White House, talked to Trump. One positive thing from it, streaming is a little more monetizable now for us artists, I guess. So that's pretty cool. It's some act that Trump is passing. That's a good move. I mean, Trump's making good moves. I think we don't hear about his good moves as much because people hate on him a lot. Lastly, I want to shout out some new music. FBG Duck with the Big Clout EP. He is an artist from Chicago on the come up. I checked out the project and I'm officially a fan. Particularly, my favorite song was Using Me. So I want to shout out FBG Duck. The project's called Big Clout EP. Go check that out right now. Guys, that's episode 18. I'm going to wrap it up there. See you guys next week. Peace. Happy Halloween. Coming soon.